Mars Transit Effect report. This particular report is very thorough, and this report will last for more than a month, and may I say the 1 month plus. So this is a Mars Transit Effect for all of you, and this is a report of around about 40 days of Mars Transit Effect. So press the bell for liking and become our subscriber. Significance of transiting Mars from 2nd April till 11th of May 2026 in English. Mars has traditionally been considered a very malefic planet in Indian astrology that is more likely to produce evil than good. But this is not so, and this is not true. Although, as is the case with any planet, if the energies of Mars are allowed to operate to excess, its effects can be, may I say that, quite difficult. But usually there is nothing to fear from its transit. And in fact, its energies are a vital part of our life. Mars is an energy planet. Specifically, it rules the energy that an individual uses to maintain himself or herself in the face of pressure from all his or her environment. The Mars energy says that is what I am and I can be no other way. That is Mars within you. And prepare the individual to fight, to face, to act if necessary, to maintain his or her position. Obviously, one can have no individuality without this energy. No one, male, female, no one. Without Mars energy, you will not have any personality. It is a fundamental part of the ego and drive, and anyone in whom this energy is weak is not much of a personality. In socially, we call them wet lettuce or call them names. Person with the weak Mars often do the things that are attributed to a strong Mars, such as acting extremely irritable, such as extremely argumentative. These people have to constantly reassure themselves that they are strong, which would be unnecessary if they really were strong. When you're really strong, you don't need assurances. But when you're quite weak person and you know you're weak, you need all the time assurances. It is true, however, that a person with a strong Mars is likely to be rather domineering, will not be submissive, will always stand for himself or herself against all the odds. Mars, with a strong Mars with a person, this person is himself or herself is an army. Mars is also connected with the work and physical energy. And often its transit signify a day when you feel very energetic and extremely vigorous. In fact, one way to ensure that a Mars transit will not cause dispute or argument with others, which is a sign of male functioning of Mars energy, is to have plenty of hard work to do. The negative side of Mars most often manifests itself when there is no other outlet of its energy. As Mars transit in each planet in your horoscope, the energy area of life related to this planet will become energized. When Mars transit each and every planet in your house, each and every house in your house, in horoscope, I'm going to repeat this again from here. As Mars transit each and every house in your house horoscope, the area of life related to that house will become energized. When Mars transits Venus, you seek out physical love. When Mars transits Mercury, you look for mental activity. But there's more to it than that. When Mars transits a planet, your ego drive are likely to incorporate of that planet's energies. You will try to establish your individuality toward others through the issue related to that planet. This can result in conflict with others if the energy gets too strong or encounters serious resistance from others. And of course, there is nothing wrong with good fight. If it serves some purpose, fighting is one way to learn about your own strength in an interpersonal sense. As Mars transit each house, the affair of that house become energized. Just as with the transited Mars, also you will be most active or seek to assert yourself through the affair of the house occupied by transiting Mars. Here again, you are most likely to have a conflict with others in this area of your life. The only real danger with Mars is that its energies, when submitted to the physical level, can signify accident, specifically from burns or fires, and illness involving fever and infection. This is often the result of frustrated ego energies. Although you have to dig around in your psyche to realize that you must learn to express your resentment and anger, for they are a legitimate part of your being. Let's talk about Leo, month of April 2026, the Mars transit. For Leo, transit of Mars in 8th house. Transit of Mars in 8th house for Leo. Starting from 2nd April 2026, it will carry on till 11th of May 2026. Mars transit through 8th house. Mars for Leo is a lord of your 4th house and lord of your 9th house. Mars 4th aspect on your 11th house from 8th house. Mars 7th aspect on your 2nd house. Mars 8th aspect on your 3rd house. So Leo, you will be highly active, very creative, very dynamic. You'll be coming across lots of challenges, complications, issues. Your drive, determination, discipline will make you achieving success. Sudden wealth may be gained. You may be suffering some domestic strife due to out of control temper. You have a secret worries. You're getting a hidden wealth which has been buried inside the earth. Oh, that money which is not yours, you'll achieve it. You will earn through your hard work, and your presentation will be very powerful. You will be highly emotional, sometimes acting very violent. And you'll be generally very benefit from some kind of a speculations, lottery, racing. And your efforts will bring income resources, dignified opportunities. Leo, you may suffering some kind of a health problems, blood-related disorders. There may be injury from accidents or sharp objects or due to some accident. You may even have to undergo some kind of a medical analysis or treatment. During this time period, Mars will move through your 8th house. This mostly donate physical danger for you. This time period demands strict watchfulness on all development related to your life. Health, physique, stay clear from any kind of accident, all kind of addiction to maintain sound health. Some of you also like develop some kind of blood-related disorders like anemia, hemorrhage, deficiency. This time period also needs you to stay away from dodgy people, disguised people. Avoid undertaking any task that might prove to be life-risking for yourself. Finances would require proper vigilantic approach during this time period. Most of you are likely to face some steep declining in your finances if not handled carefully. Avoid going for any kind of a loan and try and keep yourself debt free. At work, you may have to put extra effort to see success in your undertaking. Keep up your hope and work on. Hold on to position and honor at your work. This low phase shall also pass on. Most of you are likely to go on foreign trips, may even have to stay away from family for a considerable time. Mars in 8th house, the applied side, the effect of Mars transit through this house can be either very subtle, very blatant. It is hard to tell in advance which it will be. Basically, your ego drive will create a confrontation with something which will force a transformation of some kind in your life. For example, you may encounter someone who has a powerful effect upon you, has caused you to change. This may happen through a conflict with this person, or he or she may gain influence over you and thereby affect you strongly. Because the 8th house is a house of values that you share with others, there may be conflict concerning value or object that you valued, such as a property or possession. The conflict might force you to re-examine and modify your position. In a marriage relationship or partnership or relationship, the two of you may disagree strongly on the management of jointly held resources, how to spend a limited amount of money. For example, it is also quite likely that two of you will use your joint resources, particularly money, rather foolishly and wastefully. Be careful on this because it can lead to conflict at this time. Because of the problem with resources held by you or held jointly with others, this is usually not good time to try to obtain a loan. Ego conflict, either subtle or obvious, are likely to foul up negotiation. This particular transit stimulates some kind of a physical expression of your ego, which at most people much more than they are willing to admit. You're most likely to now seek through physical relationship as intense, transforming quality that will take you out of the ordinary into some transient realm. Just keep in your mind that it is rather large demand to place upon a frail human relationship. The sum of total of all you experience at this time will lead to either great or small ways to transforming the way in which you assert yourself in this world, both literally and figuratively. There will be some sort of a death of an old order and birth of a new order. Yes, that will happen. Right now, eligible new members to the Prakash Astrologer app can also claim a complimentary one-to-one basic consultation with me. After you register on the app, you receive your welcome email. You'll then have 7 days to book your free session and bring the most important question on your mind so you can get clear personal guidance. So don't hesitate. Visit astrology.prakashastrologer.com and sign up today, and together we'll remove as much as uncertainty from your life as possible.